Hello and welcome to another free code session. My name is Jason Bach, and I'm in a pretty good mood. This weekend, there was the results of the election, though some people may say it's not results, but the election in the United States was called, and Biden is declared the winner. On a personal note, that makes me happy. I've tried to keep this channel as focused on code as much as possible, but I've always had the opinion that my life is all of the things and not just tech. But I'm going to just state for the record that I'm happy with what's been the results. And it was kind of a slog for 4 or 5 days, riding a roller coaster of emotions in a way. So Saturday I was actually in a really, really good mood, and I decided to do something off the beaten path on an idea that shall remain nameless because I've trashed those episodes. I've deleted them. I created 2 and it came down in a burning pile of dung. The episodes, I mean, they didn't go badly. It's just what I was trying to do when I finally got to the point where I realized it's not going to do what I think it's going to do. I went, yeah, that was not a waste. You learn something from even failures or dead ends or however you want to say it. But I decided, yeah, I don't need to publish those 2. That would have been an exercise in futility. So I decided, well, get rid of those and let's record some that, yes, go back to rocks. But I'm now at the point where I'm starting to get momentum and things are building. So I've got a to-do list down at the bottom here, which is not all encompassing. This is also the week when I'm recording this episode that .NET Conf is going to be going on. That's when they're going to announce the official release of .NET 5. So I'm not going to be able to get a version of this to the point where it's, I think, quote unquote production ready, whatever that means for me on this package. But I want to get at least by the end of this week something that I think is an alpha quality and get it out there. So I want to keep moving on some of this stuff and get it out there. And it's also funny. I was looking through issues that I have on, okay, I'm back. I had to go off and handle an email quick from the school for my kid. So I'm back. Where was I? Oh, I have a list. I have things to do. I want to get an alpha package out there, blah, 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 blah. So in any event, I'm going to start by this class type for mock target. I was kind of just working on it. Get rid of that. And we're just going to run this one and see if this actually works or not. The one thing I noticed with this is that it wasn't putting the override word in the keyword with the methods. So we're going to see if this actually compiles and works correctly at all or not. And if it doesn't, then we can fix stuff. But it passes. Okay, so for now, this doesn't, again, when I say it's done here, as we find edge cases, we'll handle that. This one, add support for watching, honoring, cancellation token in mock creation. What's interesting is that if you look at, I believe, I thought I had saw this somewhere, which is in the generator. If you look at the context here, and there's a cancellation token here. So this is a kind of interesting because this is not asynchronous. This is synchronous, but there's a cancellation token being passed to you. So, and this is a pure guess. I'm wondering, like, if you ran .NET build and you included generators within your build process, it just runs within everything else that does compilation and off you go. So it's not that big of a deal. But when you're trying to do something interactive here like you are in Visual Studio, I would imagine they must have something that's running all these generators on separate threads or something like that. And they are the ones that are, trying to say to these generators, hey, you need to stop because you're taking too much time and the experience is going to be bad. So that's one thing I just wanted to add in here is a couple of checks to say, context, cancellation token throw if cancellation requested. Okay. So that's in the for each. Oh God, let's take that out. Don't want that. I was trying to test something. I had, I think an issue where if I had, let's come back. I don't know if I showed this in a previous episode or not, but I believe that no, not there in the integration tests, that if I wrote this line of code twice and had like rock2 as a variable method, it was getting confused here in that when you added source, you're adding source with a name that wasn't unique within the context of one execution or something like that. So if I do find duplicate symbols, I just don't do anything with them. So anyway, so I had a debugger in there. But we'll put one every time we try to do a for each. And do I pass in? No, I do not. In the generate mapping. So here's the thing though. Do I want to do this every time like I'm doing parts of the generation? I don't know how fast it is. So, and to try to, at this point, come up with some type of guess would be completely a guess. So I don't want to just throw these around too much and make too much of a change, even though it's cheap to do this, I would imagine. So I think at least doing a for each there, to make it have any real merit, it would have to be in the rock create builder as well. That you don't go too far with this. But I don't know. You know what? We're gonna just leave it like that. And what I'm going to do, done. Do perf analysis on generator creation, and determine if more fine-grained calls to cancel to context are needed. I don't know what I mean by that. Okay. So I mean, if it's relatively really quick to generate the code, and what I mean by that is if I come back to my tests here and I do something like what I'm doing down here, is really to see, where is this? It's a compilation to, yeah, that was kind of unexpected. That's actually integrated. So parse, that's, yeah, okay. That's the builder. Okay, I was being stupid. Here we go. So something like this. You know, how long with my generator does it take to generate this stuff? And if it's on the order of microseconds, then there's really, I would imagine, no point to doing a lot of checks on the context. But, you know, I could be wrong. But I think we're good for that for now. Here's one that I really need to think about. Really dive into arg to have conversions for values in func of t. Okay, so let's come up here. And we have this arg thing, which is really kind of ugly right now, because we have this arg arg any is validate, and you have to pass these in. And what's ending up happening is if when you look at the APIs is that you have to say argus 3. I really want to say 3 here. Okay, but I can't. It's going to start to throw an error once it parses. Okay. So I want to have not only some kind of implicit conversion here with the arg to say, given if you're giving me a type of t, I can turn it into an arg of t via arg is. And if you give me a predicate of t, then I'm going to turn that into an arg of t, passing in the evaluation. So back to how you do C# implicit conversion. User-defined conversion. Yeah. What I want is implicit, I think. Because if I do it explicit, then I'd have to pass in a cast, and that's not what I want. So let's try this. Let's come down here. Do I have 2 spaces there? No, I don't. It's because yeah. Okay, so we're going to say public static implicit operator to arg of t value is equal to new arg passing in value. And I think this is going to fail badly because it's not going to be able to provide a method name to arg or from t as an alternative for operator. So if I ignore that, it's going to let me do it. Okay. Now if I come back here, is it going to blow up? I think I just crashed it. Because it's not doing anything. Wow. That was a... Am I still recording? Yeah, I'm still recording, which is good. But I done froze Visual Studio something fierce. Wow. Maybe that's not the best thing to do. Okay. Well, it just came back, but it's really struggling. Yeah, this is... Wow. No overload for method is takes 2 arguments. Well, whatever. Okay, now it worked. Arg int implicit operator arg. Well, okay. That was just frightening. I don't know why. And now that should be okay. And now it knows it's a string. I mean, that literally took like 10 seconds for it to do that. Let's do something like, it's equal to 3. You're not going to be able to tell what that is. Yeah, cannot convert a lambda expression to type argument because it is not a delegate type. You would need to say here new predicate. Ah, yes. And that's the, yeah, now we're freezing again. It's really struggling with trying to figure out this implicit conversion. If we're, oh, well, no, I don't have, I don't have the right operator here. So I want to say here, a predicate of t evaluation. And now we would let that happen, but it's not going to be able to tell what this is. And again, I've completely frozen Visual Studio. Cannot convert Yeah, if I would say new predicate, wow. I have never seen Visual Studio like I literally can't even type. No. I'm being stupid. Int. This is so slow. What did I do wrong? Obviously, I did something terribly, terribly wrong. What is the problem here now? Did I not save this? So you don't know. Okay, so it took that now. Okay. Which arguably is worse than what I had, like where you would say arg. God, this is just horrible now. This can't be because I put in the context cancellation thing. That would arg. I'm stunned. Arg validate. Doing that. Yeah, validate. And because you can't tell what it is. Now I need one less there. And now it all works. Okay, something is really kerflooey with this. And I don't know. I'd really have a problem if it was this. Yeah, it's still being slow. All right. Whatever it's doing with this implicit conversion is severely hurting Visual Studio. At least that's my guess right now. And that is not expected. So we're going to take those out. It's still slow. It's like ungodly slow. How could this be so bad? I mean, hold on. I can't even shut this down. This is how bad it is. Okay, this should not be anything different than what I had before. And you're now still like crawling. Arg is string. And you're still like just dying. This is bad. This is really, really bad. And I have like, what is taking so long? This was not the way it was before I was doing any of this work I'm just doing in this episode. It was never this bad. Not even close. I have no idea what I just did, but Visual Studio is utterly tanking right now. And somebody would say, oh, it's, that's just the way it is. Okay, so it's saying name can be simplified. Oh yeah, arg is 3 and arg is... This is terrible. This is utterly terrible. Wow. There is no arg is on this. Yeah. It's all on the arg class. Rock.methods. This is horrible. This is utterly horrible. I don't know what is going on here. I really, really don't. This is absolutely unacceptable. let's kill it again. Yes. And I'm just curious, if I go into Task Manager, really? Did that just kick in and I didn't notice it? I mean, I get that OBS would need to be using some work because I'm recording right now, but I find it very weird that, let's try it again. Would that just be a simple correlation of something was running so badly in the background that was really causing pain for Visual Studio? We'll find out. Or is it just what that one change a day? I'm just sitting here going, how can an implicit conversion be that bad? So let's do rock.methods. I get it's still kind of warming up because it doesn't have all the stuff done yet. Okay, let's just build and see if it gets to the point. Okay, so it succeeded. Okay. So if I say rock.method, now it's in this weird state where it has no idea arg is 40, arg is 22. Okay, now we're unfortunately in the spot where it doesn't know what any of this stuff is. Now, if I run this, it's going to fail because I just put an expectation in that it shouldn't be able to do anything with. And it does fail, which is good. So if I take this out and I run it, then it should pass. Okay. Let's do this. I really hope the final version of Visual Studio and stuff like this for source generators is not this clunky, because it's just not a good experience right now. And having people trying to figure out why can't I build a source generator, it's going to make it really hard for anybody in C# to do this. To, you know, the barrier to entry, I feel, is somewhat high right now. So we're going to do this. Make sure nothing is running. And I realized that, well, yeah, now Microsoft Studio's pegging the CPU, but that's okay. Once it finally stops killing my CPU, it will eventually calm down, and hopefully realize it needs to do some source generation, or not. Or it just doesn't care. Yeah. Jesus. Come on, really? Like, this also is, how do you get this to actually do what you want it to do? To just not have all this red here, you know? And it succeeds. But if I do this and I say F12, it's going to be like, I have no idea. I don't know. If I say var r2 is equal to rock.create of ifoo, and now I do R2. Yep. No clue. I can't help you. Goodbye. Void quux. There. Is that going to wake you up that if I rock.methods.quux. So that's an expectation that I called, and now it should fail because and now I get all this crap. Unable to load analyzer. Yes, I know. God, why? I might just reboot my whole PC because I honestly have no idea right now what is going on. This should not be this bad, honestly. I don't know. I don't know if this is because I tried to do these implicit conversions. I don't know if it's because this thing was running in the background that caused it to go just completely bonkers. I have no idea. I don't know. It's Quux, by the way. But I bet it's still going to say, I have no idea what you're doing here. Oh, now you succeed. And if I run this, you're going to fail. But if I say chunk dot, because you don't know what that is for some reason, because you're not knowing what's coming out, and now it passes. And if I do an F12 on this, yeah, but you know what? I thought I captured up here. Yeah, I did. Okay. So you know what? Visual Studio, you can bite me. Because we're going to come into here. We're just going to clean out everything again. We're going to do this. And I don't think this really matters. I'm not sure. Okay, and then we're going to do that. And we're going to change this. Okay, and then we're just going to, no, not here. We're going to do another this. We're going to pass that in there. Okay. And now we're just going to say, you know what? Here's a funny thing, though. When you look in these folders, like there's nothing made here for what I need to do. Like the last thing it thinks it needs to do is in like this. And you look, the size, this is so weird. It puts a 0-byte file size there because reasons, you know. If I go into temp, what happens if I just kill all these? Okay. And now let's do preview version once again. A whole episode, again, just like related to frustrations and weird things not working and now if I come back here, no, not that one. No, not that one. It's empty. It's going to have to realize if it's been following its pattern that it needs to do something, right? Because it needs to, yeah, and it's not. And so now what? Now if I do F6, it's going to succeed, but nothing's here. So now if I do a tab or a Control RT to say run the test, it's going to pass. But why is it passing? Like how? Where are you actually thinking that the stuff is? If I do an F11 here, okay, so it does. Where are you? Copy full path. Oh, now you're here. Oh, really? So now that's different for some reason? This is where the actual file is? You just changed and I have no idea that you actually... Oh, I can't open it because I can't open my own freaking files on my machine. What does it actually lock it so that you can't actually even open it? I wonder if that's what it's doing right now. I can step through it. Okay. Even though you think it's not there. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Okay, can I open it now? No. If I shut down Visual Studio, will you let me open? Oh, now you go away. Oh my God. All right, I'm near the end of this episode and I'm thoroughly frustrated just because this should not be this painful. But I'm actually going to reboot because I really don't even know if just doing that implicit conversion was the problem, or was it because this stupid Dell process kicked in the background and was completely pegging my PC? I don't know. So I'm going to try to do one more episode and do a little bit more work. And hopefully it's going to be less painful than it was for what I just did. So thank you all for watching. Leave comments and questions below. See you in the next episode.